Welcome back, everybody. This is Bits of Banter with Antoinette. So today we're going to be going over Love Island episode 9. Where we left off last time, let me get my notes up. Where we left off last time was the recoupling. And Rob had stood up to match with Andrea, and Leah was very upset. So right now, right after the recoupling, Rob takes Andrea up to Soul Ties immediately, which is honestly, to me, it is rude. It's a dick move. Leah's pissed off. Leah is complaining to everybody. Anybody that will listen, Leah is complaining to. And now she's saying after Rob cried, she got the ick from him, which we're all kind of like, girl, you know you like that guy. You know you love him. Well, not love him, but she's really hurt. And I mean, upstairs you see Rob talking to Andrea and being like, I can't believe it. She said F you. And then Andrea's like, what? And he tells her about how Leah mouthed F you to him during the recoupling. And he's like, this just strengthens my, what's the word for it? This just strengthens my reasoning for picking you. Which I'm like, okay, whatever. But also, just a side rant, why don't any of these people take their shoes off before getting on these, the bed in Soul Ties? It just grosses me out. Like, take off your shoes, right? Take off your shoes. Why is that so hard? It's just gross. So then we have Hakeem and Liv. Liv is pissed. Rightfully so, because I guess Hakeem had never really expressed to her that he was looking to recouple. So she's pissed off, and he's saying things like, we had problems from the start, and I'm like, what problems? And then he's saying like, I told you there was things that you needed to work on if we were gonna make this work. I was like, what? Have you guys only been coupled for maybe a few days? What is there to work on already? And she's talking about there's all these rules he's made for her. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? Like, why would there be any rules for this person that you've just coupled up with? I was like, if it's this hard after a couple of days, maybe 3 max, I feel like it's definitely, because they've only been here, because it's episode 9, so they've only been here for 9 days total. She was coupled up with Rob at first, and then she coupled up with Hakeem, so they cannot have, they've only been matched up for a few days. How does this man already have rules for her, already telling her that there's certain things that you need to fix before? It was so weird. And then he's saying that Liv is stirring the pot, that she's negative. I was like, what is going on? I mean, not saying, okay, we haven't seen a lot of this, but yeah, I mean, I have seen Liv stir the pot a little bit. Like what did she say? When she was trying to get, what was her name? When she was trying to get Leah to pretty much say something to Rob in the middle of the recoupling, I was like, okay, yeah, girl, you're stirring the pot. Don't rile her up, because that's not a good look. Nobody wants that. You kind of want to be able to stay calm. But she definitely wanted Leah to say something, but still, I was like, what is going on here? I don't know, that just made me feel weird about Hakeem, honestly. So then we cut to Janae and Connor's conversation. And Janae's like, I just feel so lucky that I have you, and telling Connor how amazing he is and how it would be so great for other people if they had someone like him. And not even a second later, he's like, yeah, I mean, he gives her a kiss. And he's like, yeah, you're definitely my best connection here, but I'm interested in exploring my connection with Leah. This is right after this girl just gave you a compliment. So I was like, this is kind of awkward. So I don't know. For me, this just already confirmed how I felt, that he's not really into her, that really definitely confirmed that for me. He's not really into Jana. I think we kind of all knew that a little bit, but she was definitely into him. And then he goes, after talking to Jana, he goes and talks to Leah, and he's like, Leah's still on her rampage about how Rob is so horrible, so she's talking to him about that. And then he's pretty much telling her, like, I don't like, you know, he's my friend, I like him, but I also like you, which he takes as like a nice cue to pretty much tell her then that he likes her. And as he's telling her, you know, I like you, I feel like we've had really great chats, and I just told Jana that I would like to explore things with you. She's like, she's like, but then Rob, and then she goes back on a tirade about Rob, and I was like, not while this man is trying to like confess his love to you. Like, it was really funny. I felt like it was really funny. I know. After that, I felt really bad for Jana. She, you know, you can see that she's upset and she's crying over Connor. And then there's this one part that I just thought was so funny. She's talking to, I think, Aaron and Kendall and someone else, and she's like, and Andrea, and she's talking about like they have so much in common, him, like Connor and Leah. She's like, I mean, they both like plants, but I mean, I like plants too, I just don't know a lot about plants. And I'm like, I just felt for her. She's like just scrambling and just really wants, she likes him, you know what I mean? She really wants something from him. She likes him, and it just was cute. And then Aaron trying to be like, well, you know what these are succulents. You know what this is a cheese plant, which it's not a cheese plant. It was a monstera, but whatever. You know what I mean? He was trying to help her. And I felt like that was really, really cute. And then we get to the nighttime. And one thing I noticed, I was like, not the pillows between Hakeem and Liv. Like someone, I feel like it probably was Hakeem or both of them were being petty with that, but that was kind of funny to see. So yeah, not the pillows between Hakeem and Liv. It felt very petty. Felt very petty. So finally, the next day, everyone's got some sleep, hopefully feeling a little bit better, a little bit less angry. And Rob asked to talk to Leah. I'm just going to show you guys a clip because it just was rude. Like,
talk to you. There's a lot of emotions last night, and it seems pretty clear how you feel. So I think it's just best if we leave it in the past. What do you think? The thing is, you said, like, I really care about you, and I care about your feelings, and that's just apparent that you don't. I'm not here for your feelings. I'm not here for yours, and you're sitting up there talking about you're crying over you have to pick between two bitches. Why the fuck would I sit here and help you feel better about yourself when you have gained something each time and I've lost something every time, and you're here worried about how you're
him saying, I think it's best we leave it in the, you know, I feel like I already know how you feel, so I think it's best we leave it in the past. Dude, like, you were just coupled up with this girl. Like, did you not like her at all? It just felt really weird. It felt really cutthroat. And also with some of the things he said, I do feel like he's gaslighting her a bit. He's like, I mean, it's pretty obvious that you don't care about me. You don't care about my feelings. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not a Leah stan. I definitely feel like she was not taking things well. She could have done better in this situation. And she could have done better also with listening to, even though he wasn't being explicit, with listening, like reading in between the lines. She could have done better with that. But him trying to tell her that she didn't care about his feelings and like pretty much spinning it on her, that like this is her fault. I think that was messed up. That was really messed up. And you can tell they're just getting in more of an argument as this goes on. It doesn't end well. Pretty much in the end, he's just like, let's just end this here. It's like, yeah, this is for the best. Let's end it here. Leah, you're not getting your point across. He obviously doesn't want to hear you out. Like, it gives very much like this guy never liked her. Like, it's very much like this guy never liked her, didn't really care about her, definitely doesn't care about her feelings. You could tell this girl is hurt, and he's just I feel like he definitely just wants to make himself feel better. So I don't know. I'm Rob, whatever. Glad he's with Andrea. Like, this is the best for you, Leah. Honestly, this is the best for you. You don't want a guy like that. And then once again, Connor coming back to Leah. And he is laying it on thick. He is laying it on really, really thick. Just how much he likes her, how much they have in common. Just like, basically, I'm getting like whiplash. I'm like, was he ever coupled up with Janae? Like, he told Janae that he's still pursuing her, but he's completely acting like she doesn't exist. I don't know. I would watch out. Leah, I would watch out, because if somebody else comes in that he likes more, this is how he's going to do it. He basically acting like Janae does not exist, which really sucks. Hakeem asked to talk to Liv again, which was nice. I think the conversation improved. Him saying to her, well, yeah, you were improving on a lot of things. Once again, what is happening here? You guys have been coupled up for like a few days. What does she have to improve on already? Like, what type of complaints do you have about her already? It felt so weird. Like, you have not known her that long. But yeah, their convo ended with it being done. It seemed like it was amicable at that point. Liv obviously felt like he was being condescending. I honestly do not know. They really didn't show us, but I don't know what issues they had. But it would seem very much like he had a list of things she needed to improve on. And he was like, you were improving. Like, it was weird. It was weird. And already I did not have that great of a feeling about Hakeem. So no love lost there on my end. So then after that, Leah pulls Jonna to the side and tells her that she's interested in Connor now. I honestly don't really feel like Leah's that interested in Connor. I think she just doesn't want to not have a match. And Connor is very convenient for her. I mean, it is convenient. This guy that you really like, she really like Rob, dumps you like a bad habit. And then this other guy, Connor, comes up and is like basically he really likes her. He's like really doting on her. So if it was me, I mean, I probably would be falling for it too at that point, because like you're stuck with a guy that just dumped you and is like literally all over the new girl. Like, Rob is basically acting like he was never coupled up with Leah. He is making out, like him and Andrea are just making out, cuddling up. Like, they obviously have a lot of chemistry. And while she's talking to Janae and telling her that, she starts crying. And it's about Rob again. And I was like, girl, like, Janae's not the person to cry to, because you're basically telling her you're going to steal her man. I mean, she's not stealing her because Connor is like literally asking to be taken, but you know what I mean? Like, this is not the person to cry to. So then we have the kissing booth challenge, which I just have to say this. All of these, like, them kissing each other right after the next just grosses me out. It grosses me out. Like, I could never. But it's this, I think it's a Maybelline ad, basically. They put on the chapstick, the whole thing, they put on chapstick, and first, the girls go first, the boys have, what's it called? Blindfolds on. And then they kiss, each girl goes and kisses each boy one after the other. And then the boys give a tally. Basically, Killer won. A lot of people were being petty. Rob, I think because, I don't know, when Leah kissed Rob, I guess she wasn't really putting her all into it. So he was like, oh, this person didn't seem like they wanted to kiss me. I think he also knew it was Leah, and he's just being petty. It's kind of rude. Also, who was it? Connor gave Janae a really bad score for kissing, which I was like, what is that about? But yeah, Killer had the best kiss. And then it was the boys' turn, and Connor goes in to kiss Leah, and he is proving himself over and over again that he just likes her, that he just has eye for her. He does not care about Jonna. And he pretty much said I got to put my all into this or whatever. He's just, I don't know, it just feels really messed up. Hey, the second ago you were telling Jonna that he would, that blah, 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 sorry. Telling Jonna that she was your best connection. And then now you're basically acting like she doesn't exist. I just don't get it. These guys are just rude. And once again, people are being petty. On the girl side, Olivia didn't even kiss Hakeem. Hakeem did kiss Olivia when it was his turn, but Olivia pushed him away. Hakeem got really bad scores. He seemed to not be a good kisser. And Leah said that when Leah was like, this one seems like he's hungry. Just seemed really weird. I don't know. And then the bombshell, Miguel, comes in and gives everyone a kiss. And he's looking good. And honestly, some of those kisses he gave looked sensual. Okay. So that was the end of episode 9. So now we're getting into episode 10. We come back. We're still in the kissing competition, challenge, or whatever. Kendall won the kissing challenge. It was really cute how, I'm going backwards a little bit, but it was really cute how, who was it? Kayla was because they knew it was supposed to be Aaron next or something. And she was like, that was not Aaron. And Miguel won second place for this. And literally the girls are so excited. They're so excited for Miguel to be in this. It's Janae is the first one to talk to him. And this man's got Rizz. This man's got Rizz for days. He ends up telling her, he likes a natural look, but he's like, with makeup or without makeup, you're a dime. I was like, oh wait, he's not even talking to me. But I was getting swooned. Okay.
With makeup, without makeup, you're a dime.
Literally everyone's fighting over Miguel. Janae was talking, then Liv came over to be like, okay, this felt very Bachelor. When they're coming oh, can I interrupt? Oh, can I interrupt? That's basically what was happening. Liv comes to interrupt. And they have a good conversation. Then we cut to Connor and Leah having a conversation on the deck. This girl is always on that deck, okay? And she ends up saying, Connor's like, oh, I'm going to be getting it. What he ends up saying is just rude. He's talking about how he's going to be getting in trouble because he gave Janae a bad score. And Leah was like, well, did you not know it was her? And he says he did. And he was just throwing shade. Why? Why were you throwing shade? And then Leah, I thought Janae was your friend. So it just felt weird. And she was like, oh yeah, sometimes you have to. Wait, why would he have to throw shade at her? She likes him. She hasn't done anything to him yet. So I don't get why he was throwing shade at her. It's just what? And then they end up, I don't know, it just felt really annoying. They end up kissing and he's like, oh, people are watching. Or, well, I'm just and Connor, honestly, he's not that attractive. I don't know, whatever. And Leah doesn't like if another guy came in that was really her type, she's going to dump you like a bad habit, just like you did Janae. So Janae, don't you worry about it because he's going to have his comeuppance. And then he ends up carrying Leah off. There's rain and they're like, oh, it's so romantic. Oh, swing me. I was just next scene, honestly. Now Hakeem and Janae are talking and he's interested in her. I'm pretty positive Janae is not interested in Hakeem, but you know what? We all need placeholders sometimes. I hate to say it, but I feel like Hakeem's going to be a placeholder for her. But it pretty much he's saying oh, I'm going to, after that kiss, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, that kicked up some stuff for them. I mean, I think it just kicked up some stuff from Hakeem, not for Janae at all. And what I thought was a little bit savage was her being like, oh, wait, I want to finish this conversation, but I got to go make Miguel eggs. And this guy is already puppy dogging and being like, oh, I'll come with you. Not you standing there and watching her cook while she makes another man eggs guy. Okay. No. So now it's Serena's turn. Serena and Miguel seem like they're having a really good conversation. She's very interested in Miguel. And you can see her, she can hear Janae coming up. You can see her face getting angry. And Janae comes up with the eggs. It's like, I'm just bringing your eggs. And Serena's like, you know, you didn't have to do that. She's like, oh, I already said I'd bring him eggs. It was wrong of her. It was wrong of her to come up and interrupt her friend's time with him. But then we pretty much for half of the rest of the episode, we hear about Janae brought eggs while I was having the conversation. I was like, Serena, get over it a little bit. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And then it seems like Janae and Leah get in an argument, and Leah's like, he's not your boyfriend. You're acting like he's your boyfriend. What am I supposed to do? I was like, Leah, you just went through this with Rob. I don't know why you couldn't be a little bit more understanding towards Janae. Just like a little bit. It obviously hurts. You literally just went through, you're actually actively going through this with Rob. You couldn't just give her a little bit of grace for just being a little bit pissed? Because the thing is with you is that Andrea, someone who wasn't your friend, took Rob, but Janae and you are friends, and you're taking the guy that she was with. So like, just give her a little bit of grace. I feel like, I haven't seen everything, but from what I'm seeing from Janae, it seems like she's not being that bad. Maybe she's having a little bit of an attitude, but come on. Whatever. Give her like a little bit of empathy. So we get to the next morning. Miguel's throwing some more Rizz on everybody. Like, literally nobody is safe from this man's Rizz. And then, what is it called? He is like doing some exercises with Hannah. And Andrea is rude. I kind of already felt this way, but I didn't have any proof. But she's rude. She's like, oh, this is the first time Hannah's ever exercised in this villa. Oh, mind your own business, girl. Mind your own business. Like, what was that about? Like, it was just, I don't like that. I did not like that. I don't like that. Like, she's giving mean girl. Okay. It's giving mean girl. And then we get to Serena and Janae. They end up making up, but Serena brings up to Janae again about how the egg thing was really annoying. Like, she would not have interrupted her time. She knows that like Serena's had a hard time and hasn't really had somebody that she herself has fully liked. Even though, what's the word for it? Even though, Cordell really does like her a lot. So, but she feels like she hasn't really had an easy time. So, but I agree. Like, if this is your friend, let her have her time. You already talked to this man. You could have given him his eggs later. But like, now I'm kind of feel like, let's be done with that conversation. And then Miguel and Liv talk. She calls him out on being a sweet talker, which he is. Like, I think all of the girls, basically, whenever there's a recoupling, are going to think that he's going to pick them. Even though he basically probably already has an idea of who he's going to pick. But the way he talks to each of these girls definitely makes him feel like he likes them. And so we'll see on if he can be serious with somebody. And then all the boys, because Serena and Cordell have a conversation, and she's pretty much telling him, like, you're still my number one pick, and like that she's feeling more romantic towards him. So he goes and tells the guys that she said that like there might be an in for him. And all of the boys are like, Cordell, don't pick her. I think she's using you. Like, and in some ways I agree with them. Like, I don't think she likes him. I definitely think she has like a he's mine mentality and doesn't like that his attention has like been strayed from her. So she doesn't like him, but she's more intrigued by him when he's not giving her attention. So we'll see. Like, next with the recoupling, that's where like at this point, Cordell ends up saying it's between doing a friendship recoupling with Hannah or recoupling again with Serena. So then we get to recoupling, and there actually really wasn't much to this episode, or even the last episode, honestly. But so Aaron and Kaylor recouple. We knew that. Kendall and Nicole, expected. Rob and Andrea, expected. And then Rob's like little twang, like all of a sudden he had like this really thick Southern accent during his speech where I was like, where is this coming from? And then when Connor gave the speech for Leah, again, I do not like this man. The way he's treating Janae is just so rude. He's saying like, this is not a difficult decision. And Janae's pissed. But Connor literally does not care. Like, the way he's acting, it's as if he's never even met this girl. Like, he's never even known Janae existed. Then Miguel picks Liv. And I wasn't expecting that because the way he was talking to everybody, it was really hard to tell who he's going to pick. But he picked Liv, so good on her. Hakeem picks Janae, which I think we expected after what he had said to her. And then Cordell picks Serena. There was a big, they had that big dramatic thing like, oh, who are they going to pick? Is Cordell going to pick Serena or Hannah? But let's be real. We knew he was going to pick Serena. Cordell is love struck. He really, really likes Serena. He's really hoping that she will give him the time of day. I don't think that she's really going to, honestly, but we'll see. So, that was the end of the episode. That was the recoupling. Hannah got kicked off, which was sad, but I felt like it was for the best. Like, she really didn't have any prospects. None of these guys liked her. I'm interested to see how things go with Connor and Leah. Like, I don't think Leah likes him. But Connor obviously really likes Leah. I'm interested in seeing how Hakeem and Janae go. I don't see it for them. And Hakeem maybe has just picked her because he needed somewhere to go. Miguel and Liv, I am interested in seeing that because even though we really haven't seen much from Liv, honestly, we've seen a lot from, except for this last 2 episodes where the Hakeem and Liv thing happened. I would love to see more of her, to see like, what is there any truth to what was being said? Like, she was saying that she called out his friends, Hakeem's friends. I'm like, what is she calling out? Like, I just felt like I was missing big chunks of information. Like, I feel like she's really been on the sideline. So I would like to see more of her, to see like her personality. Like, is there anything that like we can piece from that based on like that argument? I don't know. I'm just intrigued. I'm nosy, I'm intrigued. So Aaron and Kaylor are cute. I don't like whatever. Kendall and Nicole, I wonder how that's going to go. And Rob and Andrea, I don't like Rob. I don't like Andrea, especially at that conversation. So I know I'm a little bit petty. So maybe hopefully someone turns their heads and like they each get their own kind of karma. I shouldn't say that, but whatever. It also would make for good TV. So tonight is episode 11 and I'm excited to see what happens. If you like this episode, or please subscribe and like. I'm going to, I think on the last episode, on my last upload, I'd said I'm doing Love Island Brazil. I meant Love is Blind Brazil. So I am going to be doing Love is Blind Brazil. I'm going to continue to do Love Island. And I think I'm also going to be doing The Mole. Okay. So I'm going to try to be timely, but I also don't know if that's going to work. So I'm going to try my best. But I love these chats of ours. Love you. Mean it.